Hi, I'm Sarah from Knitting-and.com. In this week's craft video, I'm going to show you how to work a crochet centre on a loomed flower. I'm going to show you how to work this style of centre that I call a cherry blossom centre. But the same technique can be used to make a four-leaf clover or shamrock or a heart. I'm using a Studio 12 multi-fleur loom for this tutorial, but you can work this technique on any flower loom that has a hole in the centre so that you can reach the back. To begin, wrap your loom using the layered wrap technique. If you don't know how to do that, check out my flower loom playlist and you'll find a video that shows you that technique. Wind your loom an even number of times. I've gone around the outside pegs 4 times, but you can combine outside and inner pegs. For example, if you go around the outside pegs 3 times and the inner pegs 3 times, that's a total of 6, and that's an even number, so that's fine. The reason you need to go around an even number of times is to keep the same amount of bulk on both sides of the inner part of the flower. To begin, take a contrast coloured thread. You'll need at least 3 feet of yarn for this, and you'll need a crochet hook that is slightly smaller than you would normally use for your yarn. Hold your contrasting yarn behind your loom, put the hook through the centre and pull up a large loop. Put your hook down between 2 petals, yarn around the hook, pull up a loop, and then pull that loop through the loop that you have on your hook. Next, you'll be working a slip stitch over the top of each of the next 4 sets of threads. Put the hook down through the middle of the next petal, yarn around the hook and pull it through and through the loop on the hook. Hook down in the next space between petals, yarn around the hook, pull it through to the front and then through the loop on the hook. Put the hook down in the centre of the next petal on the left, yarn around the hook, pull it through to the front and then through the loop on the hook. Put the hook down in the next gap, yarn around the hook, pull it through to the front and then through the loop on the hook. You've now crocheted all the way over 2 petals. For the next stitch, you'll be working through the centre again. Put the hook down through the centre, yarn around the hook, pull it through and all the way up to the spot where you have your other chain stitches. And make sure that this loop is nice and snug on the hook. You don't want that one too loose. And then pull the large loop through. To complete the rest of the cherry blossom centre, you repeat that technique all the way around. 1 stitch in the centre and then 1 slip stitch over 1, 2, 3, 4 threads. Then 1 stitch through the centre and a slip stitch over 1, 2, 3, 4 threads. And when you're finished, you'll have 6 petals on your centre, just as I have on this flower. I'll work all the way around and then show you how to finish off. I've worked all the way around and I'm on the last stitch. Put the hook through the centre of the first large stitch and join with a slip stitch. Yarn around hook, pull through, pull the thread through the hook and then pull the thread all the way through. To finish off, take your flower off the loom and darn all the ends in on the back. And that is how you make the cherry blossom centre. There are two variations that I have made with this technique. For the 4-leaf clover or shamrock, I made 4 large petals instead of 6 and worked US single crochet or UK double crochet down one side of a petal to form the stalk. The other style of centre that you can make using this technique is a heart. You only work the very first stitch through the centre and all the other stitches are worked over the threads all the way around, and as you go you can push them into a heart shape. And those are 3 designs that you can work using crochet to make the centre of your loomed flowers.